And while the inconsistencies does not necessarily mean the allegations are false, the woman said in a December 13th interview that she, quote, may have made a mistake in identifying, adding, honestly, what is the clearest is what happened to me and the route that I took to what happened to me. Not all of the faces there are as clear.
Hold on. Hold on. Now, again, I have sympathy for a 13-year-old girl, but her saying that now that I think about it, I do remember what happened to me in the route that I took to get to where what happened to me, but all the faces aren't clear. What does that mean? That could mean anything. That means that she was assaulted. I'm not doubting that she was assaulted, but who assaulted her is important. She could have been at any party with any number of grown men. Who the hell knows, right? And we're now 24 years later, and we're putting out a lawsuit against Jay-Z. And if she can't remember the faces, then dad should remember the faces. So I want to know, what kind of dad does she have? What kind of dad is gonna pick her up? And let's just assume that he picked her up. What kind of dad would pick her up after she's been assaulted and not know who assaulted his daughter if his daughter told him at the time? You understand? And it don't matter if 50 years went by. If someone assaulted my daughter, I would never forget. And actually I'd probably be in jail because I would have did what I needed to do. But this story is just, again, like I said from the beginning, a lot of people, they want to see Jay-Z fall, and they feel like, oh, you're just supporting him and you're deriding if you it's not so much that I just believe in all celebrities or I believe in Jay-Z. I like to listen to stories. And I think that when you have stories that are completely inconsistent and don't make sense, you know what it does? It cheapens the suffering of the people, of the women who actually went through something for real. Cassie really went through something. We saw what she went through. Countless other girls, I'm sure, went through something with Diddy. You know what I'm saying? But coming out all these years later, and then, Tony Busby should have known. He should have talked to her consistently and vetted her and listened to her story over and over before they just put out a lawsuit. Because what you're doing is that you're potentially ruining somebody's image. They've been working their whole life to get to a certain point. This man is married. He has kids. I'm talking about Jay-Z. Him and Beyonce have 3 kids, I believe. And you gotta be, the victims. It's important to have attention to the victims who've gone through stuff, but it's also important, just as important, to make sure you're not just throwing out claims against people, because you destroy people's lives when you accuse them of things. If you take a look at the overall story, it just sounded weird from the beginning. I told you this is a pile on, it's a money grab, and I told you there's a big difference. Just because both of these guys' first name is Sean don't mean they're the same guy.
Adds to the statement, it is stunning that a lawyer would not only file a serious complaint without proper vetting, but would make things worse by further peddling this false story in the press. The women's attorney, Tony Busby, told NBC News that her case was previously vetted by another law firm and that his firm does their, quote, best to vet each claim they make. In the lawsuit, the woman alleges that Carter and Combs sexually assaulted her in 2000 at a New York after party for the MTV Video Music Award.
Anthony Busby or Tony Busby, look, man, they're trying to get paid. You know what I'm saying? And they know that Sean Combs is in all that trouble, and anybody you throw next to him could possibly just settle out. But that's not what Jay-Z's going to do. You would have had to believe that these two guys together raped a 13-year-old in the year 2000. It's just weird and outlandish, you know what I mean? But let me let this play some more, because this video is more about the dad in this story, the father of this 13-year-old. Let me let this play some more.
She says in her filing that she ran to a nearby gas station after the alleged attack and called her dad for a ride home. However, in an NBC News investigative report published December 13th, her father said he does not recall picking her up following the alleged incident. Furthermore, a celebrity the woman alleged to have spoken to at the party told NBC News that he was not in New York at the time.
So the story is getting spookier and spookier as we go along. So dad says he doesn't remember picking her up. And then whatever other celebrity she supposedly talked to at this MTV party in the year 2000 said he or she wasn't in New York. So What's going on? But again, this is not the point of this video, but I'm going to let this play some more.
Still, the woman stands by her overall allegations, with her attorney Busby saying that it's possible her father misremembered the night in question. Telling NBC News, his daughter explains that he was in no state to remember during that point in time due to personal issues he was having then. We are talking about a time frame more than 20 years ago.
Nah, man, I don't care what kind of issues dad had. If someone violated your daughter and he had the wherewithal to go pick her up, he sure as hell will remember who assaulted her, the story that she told him. I don't care. If he had so many issues, why was he ready and available to go pick her up? We have to be careful when we just throw allegations out, and it's important to listen to the story and see if it makes sense. This story, for one, never made sense to me. And again, I don't care what issues that either the dad had issues and he couldn't pick his daughter up, but if he could go and pick up his daughter, I don't care how many years gone by. He was the adult at the time. He should have the clear memory to remember, because I'm a dad. I wouldn't forget. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Crucial Combo.